the report is broken into two parts. It's part one is really the update. It kind of recaps, talks about the progress, the challenges, and the challenges that remain. And in part two, we're going to talk about our strategies for revitalizing the pre-K schools and our strategies for revitalizing the high schools. We have now opened 33 RSD-operated schools and 26 authorized charter schools. That includes 23 this year. When you include the alternative school, it's actually 24. The district also has finally prepared its first budget. We've begun to address our cash flow issues, and we'll have a report on that, I think, later on this week. Finally, the school facilities master plan will be completed by the end of May. There will be another opportunity for public comment. Let me point out, though, that the state superintendent, has not waited for the master plan to be finalized before starting a number of projects, which incidentally were not started until after the committee had input. So we've broken ground more or less on 5 new schools. Elementary school reforms also include establishing a data-driven instructional system. We're going to have monthly benchmark tests to align to the managed curriculum. Let me point out, these are not full-blown exams. These are like, remember we used to have quizzes? Well, benchmarks is a fancy word for modern-day quizzes. They're just a little more automatic, a little more electronic, but the bottom line here is it allows us to monitor the students' progress so that we can make adjustments. If we feel that if we give our teachers adequate data, they can make adjustments in instruction. The benchmarks are going to extend to the high school curriculum and instructional reforms too. The K-8 reform model has what I call a teacher-friendly staffing model. Student-teacher ratios will remain no more than 20 to 1, pre-K to 8, and 25 to 1 in high schools. Teachers next year will have either a sole teacher aide or a shared teacher aide. We will be implementing the TAP model in I believe 8 to 9 of our schools. And let me point out that under that model, there's 1 lead teacher for every 10, thus providing all the teachers with a mentor and a teacher role model. We will be doing ability groupings in all of our interventions, 5th grade through 8th. There will be year-round professional development, I believe 15, 16 days of professional development. There'll be 90 minutes of teacher planning and preparation a day, and we'll continue our classroom modernization efforts. In addition to every teacher being provided standardized curriculum and instructional models that will also emphasize technology support, there will be one-on-one student laptops in the high schools. Promethean boards will continue to be installed in all the elementary schools. Read 180 workstations, our benchmark systems, our digital management system, our remote monitoring system, our classroom libraries, and of course the easy IEP. We need to improve our high schools. If we don't want to risk our high schools, the RSD becoming not the recovery school district, but the remedial school district. I mean, the bottom line is our high school population is not climbing, we need to be making our high schools attractive enough so we can retain the kids from between 8th grade and 9th grade, so that we attract kids who may have the means to go somewhere else, and so that we improve the quality of our schools for those children who don't have the options to go anywhere else. In Chicago, we had 1 international baccalaureate school. It was located at Lincoln High School. I'm going to close right now. Lincoln High School. Lincoln High School was a school that abutted Cabrini Green, one of the toughest low-income housing projects in the city of Chicago. And this international baccalaureate school, located in Lincoln High School, was one of the top programs in the city. In fact, one year produced, I think, a couple dozen National Merit Scholar nominees. I remember we made a decision to open 14 international baccalaureate academies in 14 neighborhood high schools. Not select enrollment high schools, not gifted high schools, not magnet high schools, neighborhood high schools. Within 2 years, those international baccalaureate programs had 4,000 kids. And the racial breakdown went like this. I remember vividly because it was our most successful program. 36% white, 31% African American, 26% Latino, and the rest Asian and others. And all those kids in all those schools were 1, 2, 3 years above grade level. So this plan is not only about closing the gap, closing the proficiency gap, we want to also close the high achievement gap, and that's where we're at. We will reach a point where we have more high schools. We probably have more high school options than we have children for. And in the coming years, we're going to have to decide which high schools are performing and which are not for purposes of keeping them open. Charters will come up for renewal. The performance of traditional public schools will be reviewed, and we're going to look at all of them with a critical eye. But so many of the new high school projects are in their incubation stage. We've got a couple years to make that determination. But as the Walton people said, you never have too many good schools. So giving kids multiple options and multiple choices are things that the majority of our kids have never had access for in the past. So that's our plan. The presentation will be on our website, and I apologize for your indulgence. Allow me to go over.
That's great, thank you. First comment I'd like to make is that we have been working very closely on this high school redesign with the Walton Family Foundation. And I think that one of the very important things that I think we can be proud of is that we've attracted attention around the high school redesign. We're still applying for more money with the Walton Family Foundation, and we're very hopeful about how that may turn out. As you can see, these ideas around the high schools are big ideas and will require support and financial support and community support. We're looking at the Recovery School District as a research and development opportunity for the Department of Education. It is a research and development opportunity because what we're doing here is large-scale system reform. We're trying to affect an entire city worth of schools at one time, as opposed to piecemeal this school, piecemeal that school. So we refer to the Recovery School District not only as a geographic location of the city of New Orleans, but a research and development enterprise. And what I mean by that is, look at the kinds of reforms that we're talking about doing here. No city in the state is talking about converting all of their high schools to the kinds of high schools that we're talking about converting them here. So we hope that we can take the lessons learned from here elsewhere to the state.